Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do the usual disclaimers, pardon me. All right, if you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit. They did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, so you know the drill. Please read the article. Share on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please go ahead and use your headphones. Trigger warning 2. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is very much advised. Alright, folks, where we left off last time, shall we? Prepare yourselves for more stupid and repeated arguments that have already been broken down and gone over ad nauseum. Comment 56. Commenters argue that FDA does not have the authority to ban a device for a specific use or uses, but rather must ban a device for all uses. Oh, Jesus Christ, here we go again. Now, FDA, I put this one on you folks. And the reason why I do so is because you were so vague in terminology. You continue to use ESD, 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 when what you should be doing throughout the entirety of the document is naming and shaming the GED. Because then there would be no cause for confusion. You would be talking about one very specific device being used only one place on planet Earth. The only reason they're able to get away with this bullshit argument is you just spun backwards in circles over and over and over again to use vague language to cover your ass legally, but by doing so, you end up shooting yourselves in the foot. Okay? You can't use vague terminology when dealing with the people like JRC. Because what most people wouldn't even pick up on, they're going to take it and run it a mile. They always have. When we start going over the new proposed ban, I am hoping against hope that we have wisened up since this and understand that we need to name the particular device in question here. Now, that being said, on the other end, the idea that, well, they can't possibly ban the device for SIB or AB use without using it for anything else. Again, this is where the FDA shot themselves in the foot because the GED device is only used for those purposes at the JRC. However, other electronic skin shock devices are used for other reasons. This is where a clarification in language would have really made things that much harder for the JRC to be able to run over. Okay? You gotta be specific. You gotta leave absolutely zero room for doubt in regards to the device that we are all referring to here. Because the debate for every single electric skin shock device known to man is not what's on the table here. But because you use that terminology, that's how we end up here in the first place. Okay? This wouldn't even be an argument they would be able to use had you not named and shamed the actual device in question. In particular, because we know for a fact those devices are only at the JRC and only used for those purposes, and that they are not used for any other purpose. You could have nailed them to the wall, and you didn't. I hope when we read the new proposed ban that since then you have corrected this. Okay, but let's continue. One of these commentators argues banning a device only for certain uses is inconsistent with Section 513 of the FD&C Act, and another claims that the FDA's only previous device ban at a time banned implanted all hair fibers without regard to their intended uses. Again, we dropped the ball here, FDA. We dropped it big time. You cannot use such vague terminology and expect it to work. Because they are going to use something like that. The JRC are kings and queens of the legal loopholes. How do you think they've managed to survive this long? In spite of everything we know about them. Okay? That very clearly could have been cleared up so that everybody would be able to comprehend and understand that we are talking only about one device. And that singular device is only used for a singular purpose. Therefore, not being allowed to use it for SIB or AB would make coherent sense. Because that's all it's used for. It has no other purpose, it serves no other purpose, and nobody is using the device outside of the JRC. So, as nauseating as it is to side with the Kool-Aid drinkers, you left yourselves wide open with this one. You really did. It would have been a hell of a lot harder to try to make that argument for the JRC if you actually named the exact device in question. Okay? Pretty simple there. We need to learn our lessons and remember who these people really are. They have resources, they have unlimited funds. We have to remember who these people are. And then do our damnedest to not leave a single hole that they will be able to hide behind or exploit. We're going to go ahead and close out on that one, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do get tend to get removed from time to time. You know the drill, folks. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you all again here in a few minutes. Bye-bye, everyone.